Hi, students. I hope you are doing well. In chapter 5, we have finished all topics related to American colonies by 1750. We explained the role of ecology, the development of industry, and the French Indian War. In this chapter, we go over the American War for Independence. The first topic we have to start with is the conflict happened or occurred between Britain and American colonies in the United States. You have to know something that there were two issues led to the conflict between Britain and American colonies: political power and taxation. American colonists believed that they had basic rights, but a British crown denied these rights, which led to the conflict between them. And one philosopher appeared that time named John Locke. John Locke is a philosopher who had developed ideas of government and limitation of power. The second issue was taxation. American colonies refused to pay taxes to British or Britain because American colonists were not represented in Parliament, and Parliament, which means Congress. So you have to know that American colonists preferred actual representation. They desired actual representation and refused virtual representation. So you have to know the difference between these representations. Virtual representation refers to the idea that the members of parliament have the right to speak for all British subjects. They couldn't talk directly to representatives. But in actual representation refers to the representation in a government by people that chose their leader. And representatives from colony represented colonists. If problems occurred, colonists could directly talk to representatives. So let's say that in virtual representation, American colonists can talk to representatives directly, but in actual representation, they can or they could talk directly to representatives. So because of that, because so American colonists desired this representation. Okay, so focus here that there were two main issues led to the conflict of the struggle between Britain and American. Okay, now I want you to move to your booklet page 99, let's say. Now, uh, you have to know that on page 99, we have to discuss the main factors led to colonists' protests against British actions. I summarize here the main points on this page. Here are the main factors led to colonists' protest against a British action. Okay, number one, colonial planters and merchants were upset with the economic restraints placed by British. Number two, social discontent in American colonies. Number three, a lack of common interests and goals shared between colonists and the British. The attempt of British to control American colonies resulted in hostility. And hostility, which means unfriendly relationship, right? Now, I want you to look at these highlighted statements. We said that the main factor led to uh, the colonists' protest against British actions, colonial planters or merchants. Colonial planters and merchants disliked the economic restrictions because the economic restrictions were designed to make sure the colony economy benefited England. Let's say that a British government cared about their country and they ignored the merchants of American colonies. Okay, now let's move to number two. We said that the second factor was social discontent. You have to know that poor groups lived in American colonies. Um, they wanted to acquire more lands and they wanted to expand their power. So, because of that, American colonists made a protest against British actions because the British government did not give them lands. The British government's put or placed economic restrictions which led to this protest. Okay. And now we said that the third factor was a lack of common interests and goals. You have to know something that American colonists and British in England don't share the same interests and goals. So, because of that, American colonists decided to develop something called national consciousness. Uh, this idea helped American colonies to understand the lifestyle of British in England, okay, to avoid or to stop the lack of interest and goals between them. We said that the last factor was the attempt of a British king. Okay, let's say here just I want to add the word king here. Sorry, I forgot to add it. So the attempt of a British king to control American result in hostility. We said that hostility means unfriendly relationships. So after the end of the French and Indian War, the British king decided to rule or to control the American colonies, but the result was hostility. Okay, so guys, you know that this is the summary of American colonists' protest against the British actions.